Welcome to Trojan Stadium this afternoon for a Section 6 3A semifinal matchup between the home team Wayzata Trojans and the visiting fourth-seeded Minneapolis Southwest Lakers. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bill Hupp alongside my broadcast partner, Sig Ligry. And Sig, the top-seeded Wayzata Trojans stumbled in the quarterfinals of Section 6 last year, but they made no mistake the other night, winning 11-0 and setting up this semifinal matchup here at home.
It's always a little bit apprehensive when you start sections because the first round, there have been so many upsets over the year. And looking at the results from the quarterfinals, my eyes went, whoa, 11-0. That's pretty big.
Indeed, as the two teams gather at midfield, Wayzata in the blue kits with the yellow lettering and numerals, and Minneapolis Southwest will be in the road whites with the purple lettering and numerals, as they're trying to book a date in the section final on Tuesday where they'll face the winner of either 2-seed Hopkins or 3-seed Rogers. So the 2-3 doing battle this afternoon as well in Hopkins, and could be a late conference opponent for the Trojans if the seeds hold. Wayzata coming in with a record of 16-1 on the season. They were undefeated last year before they were upset 3-2 to Mounds View in the quarterfinals. So a lot of redemption and a real chance for Wayzata. This has been one of the best programs in the state, Sig, the last two seasons. But they obviously want to make sure they at least reach U.S. Bank Stadium in order to make sure their season feels successful.
Absolutely, but right now they're focused on this game because when you talk to Coach Tony Pesnicker, he knows that anything can happen in the sections. Nobody is above everybody else.
It's soccer, right?
It's soccer, yeah.
You can get an early goal and then go behind, and the team, parks the bus proverbially.
Absolutely.
Just a beautiful setting here. As the Lakers were overtime winners over their rival, the 5th seed Minneapolis Washburn. They won 4-3 on penalty kicks after playing to a 1-1 draw, and so they ended up winning 2-1 officially. And so Minneapolis Southwest coming in with a record of 9-7-1 on the season, and these two teams actually met in the season opener here, in which Wayzata, thanks to a Grace Eastby hat trick, won 3-1.
Yeah, but that was in soccer terms. That was eons ago.
Right.
That was regular season. This is the playoff. This is where things count.
So the Trojans kick off, and we're underway here on this cloudy and low 50s day. There's been rain on and off, including throughout the boys' game, and so we'll see if that affects the slickness of the field and the speed of the passing. You never know how rain can affect turf, but we'll see how it goes early. Good, well defended there to cut out the pass by number 18, Davey Melke for Wayzata. Trojans moving right to left here at Trojan Stadium, and obviously if they win today, then they will host. The high seed hosts the section final, and so Trojans would love to make it 2-2. The boys team won right before this in the section semifinals, comfortably over Robbinsdale Armstrong 6-0. And certainly Wayzata would love to do the same thing on the girls' side.
Absolutely. And as we're talking about, you never know. Wayzata and Armstrong played last week with Wayzata pulling out a 1-0 win for the boys. And in the game we just had, they dominated. So you never know. And that's what makes it fun.
Yep, no doubt. I mean, just ask Wayzata, the girls' team, like we said last year. I mean, upset, ending a perfect season, upset in the quarterfinals. If a team pops up with a couple of goals, there's obviously, some luck involved in soccer a lot. So can't take anything for granted, like you said, as this is Megan Shanky, one of the captains, fullback. Gets it up ahead for another captain, and Leon, 3 goals and 6 assists on the season. By my count, 4 captains out there with armbands on for Southwest, which more and more, Sig, you see that these days where teams have multiple captains at every level of the pitch.
Yeah, and it makes sense because you're going to be substituting players in and out. You don't want to change leadership.
Southwest controlling early, talking to their head coach, Pat Strauss, before the game, and he talked about the fact that they want to possess and then they want to kind of play a cat and mouse game, draw the opponent in and then hit them in the space that's left behind. So we'll see if Southwest is able to possess much against this powerful Wayzata team that, despite losing 7-2 to Edina, still ended the season ranked number 1 in the state. Pretty impressive. Number 2 is those Edina Hornets, a great late conference matchup, 7-2. And that's something that Tony talked about in our pregame chat, is just that they've been shipping goals a little bit lately, and they want to get their defense sorted. Netminders today for Minneapolis Southwest, senior Eoin Simon, 6.50 goals allowed average. And for Wayzata, you see her right there, Sofia Alvarez, 43 saves and a .54 goals allowed average. This is Grace Estby, I should say, Minnesota bound, 17 goals and 8 assists on the season for the All-State candidate. You fully expect her to be named first team, at least first team All-Metro, if not All-State. The University of Minnesota commit.
That'll be good.
These two teams, like we said, met in the season opener. Feels like a while ago, but it was only like 6 weeks ago, and Wayzata came away with a 3-1 victory. But Southwest, talking to their co-head coaches before the game, they feel like if this is the year, if they're ever going to get them, this might be the year, because they have a confident veteran bunch, lots of seniors in the starting 11, and they've kind of narrowed the gap every single time. There's a shot from distance, and what a strike it was! Incredible for the Trojans, and they have an early lead. An absolute laser off the foot of Davy Melky. 5th of the season for her. Look at this goal here, Sig.
Just a rocket right past the fingertips of the keeper.
Unsavable, I would say.
Yeah, no chance for the keeper in that. Look at this. Just a beautiful shot.
That goal coming 4 minutes and 21 seconds into this soccer game. Davy Melky with an absolute rocket, her 5th of the season unassisted, and it gives Wayzata a 1-0 lead. Beautiful goal.
And that's exactly what Southwest did not want to happen, is to get behind early. They wanted to maintain control, possess, and move the ball down, but Wayzata came up with that blistering shot.
So Wayzata has an early 1-0 lead on that blast from distance, and let's be honest, Eoin Simon had no chance of saving that.
No.
I don't think many high school goalies would.
No, it was beyond her outstretched hands and fingertips, and
between the placement and the power, there was just no way she was going to get her hand to it.
You're right.
Outstanding.
Here comes
Southwest trying to respond. Alvarez off her line, however, and she sweeps it away. And you want to have an aggressive goalie that is confident and able to read the game and the situations and know when to come out and make plays.
And that's exactly what Sophia is. She is very confident, very aggressive, very good keeper.
Southwest with a chance, and curling it just past the post. Nice shot by Alex DiFiore, the senior co-captain. But because she shot it with her right foot, it was always sort of curling away from that right post. As we take a look, good ball movement by Southwest. Tried to pick up that upper corner, but just had too much side spin. So a Davy Melky goal gives Wayzata an early advantage, and now I wonder, Sig, if Southwest going down by a goal or two might change the way they play.
No, it's too early for that.
A lot of soccer left.
If they get down by 2 goals early, then they're going to have to make a change of some kind.
So that deflects off of Megan Schenke, the senior fullback, and out of play. So first corner kick of the game goes the way of Wayzata. Taken here by Grace Estby. They'll go short with it. Well read, though, by Southwest. And out of play. Sig, you've had a chance to see this Wayzata girls team, this top-ranked Trojan team. What have you thought of their evolution during the season? What have you thought of them in the times you've seen them play?
Well, they're very adept at getting the openings. They're also very good at passing the ball, being patient, don't get rattled, and don't get overconfident.
Well, that one was not very far away. Nearly curled into the upper 90 by one of the co-captains, Megan Sullivan, the senior. Would have been a great way to score her second of the season, but two shots, one of which found the upper 90, and that one got close but couldn't quite curl in. And that's the thing. They have the same sort of common denominator that a lot of good teams are, which is that if you shut off Estby, they have other players who can score, right? They're deep.
Oh, yeah.
They have multiple weapons, and it's not a matter of just stopping one kid, although Estby is obviously their sort of leader and top scorer.
Yeah, but when you talk to the coaches, especially Coach Pesnicker, he prefers having multiple scores, having distribution of other players who can put the ball in the net, because that takes the pressure off some of the forwards.
For sure, yeah, definitely lightens the load on Estby.
And it also gives the defense more to worry about.
Over a leaping Anna Nyer there, and there's a shot, and what a save. Or did that go off the woodwork?
No, that went off the keeper. Nice save.
Excellent save by Eowyn Simon.
Watch this. Quick left-footed shot.
Yeah,
right,
Estby
almost past the keeper.
Yeah, Estby forcing Simon to go down to her right and make the save. As we said, Grace had a hat trick the first time these two teams met.
That was an excellent save by the keeper.
Because sometimes they just cannot get down fast enough, and it's a hard enough shot where there's a nice job by Simon to come off her line. 10 minutes gone by here, first half at Trojan Stadium. Top seed Wayzata with a 1-0 lead over the 4th seed Minneapolis Southwest.
Oh, boy, a little bit weak. Wayzata intercepts it.
Intercepted by Melky. Toward the net, but Simon was there. I guess it would technically go as a save. Not much on that shot.
Yeah, but
four shots now, unofficially for Wayzata.
Got 2 on goal for a 50% shot on goal percentage.
First foul of the game goes the way of Wayzata. So they'll have a free kick in a promising position here, just outside the 18-yard box.
Yeah, this is where you have to be careful if you're Southwest. You don't want to give up too many set plays. And this is makeable. Gets into traffic.
Cleared. Danger cleared by Minneapolis Southwest as Lucy Crane gets it out. So nothing comes of that free kick, but obviously Wayzata can score in a number of different ways, and set pieces are one of them.
Absolutely.
Southwest unable to keep it in on the far side, so it'll be a throw-in for Wayzata. Trojans, like we said, 16-1, 16 straight wins to start the season. So if you think about it, that was 33 consecutive regular season wins before they fell to Edina 7-2. The final regular season game for the Lake Conference crown. Well read by the Trojan defense on the near side. Estby leaves it for Kate Amelet, the sophomore. Intercepted here by Ava Nyer. And then it'll be Avery Olmstead, who's getting some Division I looks. She'll go back to her keeper. Dancing with it here, Kate Payton, the sophomore with 5 goals and 2 assists on the season. Very aggressive step. Well read. And now it's both teams just trying to settle into midfield possession and possess the game. So officially on the scoreboard anyway, 3 shots on goal and a corner kick already for Wayzata. They also enjoy a 1-0 lead on the scoreboard.
Well, looking over at our stat sheet, Willie Markham, they got 4 shots on goal and 4 shots 2 on goal for Wayzata. So we'll try and reconcile those numbers.
Dancing with it, Nicole Mahabadi, Nicole Mahabadi, excuse me. I promise it'll get better from here. Settled in the midfield here by Olmstead.
Not a problem.
Near side for Melky, the goal scorer.
See, this is what Wayzata loves to do.
Yep.
Possess, move the ball.
One-touch passing.
Yep, there you go. This is what they like.
Nice move for Amelet from distance, and Simon was behind it and makes the save. Amelet testing the keeper. I believe that's her second shot. 3rd save of the game by Simon. Now they're trying to play out the back and possess like they like to do. Sometimes against a team that presses high, though, like Wayzata does, Sig, that's awfully difficult. As you take a look at this shot, look at her just cutting on her right foot. Swerving, but a nice job by Simon to just...
And not a bad shot, because you can always get a rebound off that.
Good step by Olmstead. Number of college commits on this Wayzata team, including Olmstead, who's going to North Dakota. Megan Sullivan, bound for Minnesota Mankato. And like we said, Estby is a future Gopher.
Yay.
Controlled here by number 17, Megan Curley, the sophomore. A lot of youngsters in this Southwest lineup. Decent amount of sophomores. Good foundation for the future as Olmstead's pass. Melky doing a nice job dummying that. Left-footed cross, bounds right into the hands of Simon.
Yeah, nobody else was there, but good try.
Had runners, but they were just not quite on the same page.
You were off by about 2 or 3 strides. Good look there at Simon.
So you have 1 fewer shot on goal than the scoreboard? I think that's right.
I got 1 more.
You have 1? You have 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. Willie Markham is our statistician.
Oh, okay. That's right, Willie.
Yep, Willie Markham, assisted by Betty Don't. Battle for it now in the midfield. Comes out of the pile.
In the middle here, it's Annika Thiessen. Deflected and controlled. Good trap here by Davy Melky in the middle. Thiessen for Kate Payton. Tries to get around her mark and can't. Olmstead now. Forward pass cut out looking for Melky. And first foul on Wayzata. Alvarez has not had to do much so far as we're nearing the midway point of the first half. Been all Trojans so far, though they have just a 1-goal lead. Megan Curley to curl this one in. See what I did there, Sig?
Yes.
To the back post. A Laker went down in the box looking for a call. None came, so it's going to be a goal kick as it was Ann Leon who was knocked over. And sometimes that's so hard, Sig, for a ref. As you see the replay here, Curley, a teasing ball to the back post. And I think the two just...
They just collided.
Yeah, Tenley Senden just got her feet tangled up with Leon.
So the referee is Samantha Tintushi. AR1 is Albadi Takahawi. And Max Carmeyer is AR2.
Not the easiest names there, Sig.
I know.
That's impressive.
Whatever happened to Sammy Smith?
I don't know.
No, they were the referees for the first games. They did a very good job.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they're no Willie Markham, that's for sure.
No.
Foul goes the way of Wayzata.
The officials are like the teams. The better officials go into the sections in second quarter and semifinals and finals.
Yep, so these are presumably the best of the best in this section. How physical, Sig, was the boys' game between Wayzata and Robbinsdale Armstrong?
It was a little bit physical, but not as much as it could have been. There were a lot of fouls called, but they were just,
run of the mill.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, nothing nasty.
Some nice goals scored. I came in and caught the last two.
Some of them were really pretty.
First substitution of the game for the Trojans as we have number 3, Anna Munyon. Munyon, a senior co-captain. Pretty good when you can bring one of your captains off the bench. Says something about the depth of this Trojans team.
Exactly. That's exactly what it means. They have a lot of depth in players.
Southwest continuing to possess the ball. Little give and go between Brett Margolis and Kate Payton. Here's Payton. Trying to drag it to the end line. Payton with a good cross, but nobody was there. Oh, that was just begging for a touch.
It was, yeah. All you needed was a touch for a redirect. Just was not to be.
Kate Payton, a teasing ball across the mouth of goal. Alvarez just let it go, and so Wayzata fortunate that no one was there on the far post to knock it home. Not a bad day weather-wise. It's overcast. The lights are on here at Trojan Stadium. It's in the low 50s, low to mid 50s, and overcast. And I think the players will be happy if the rain holds off. Dancing with it now, number 8, Alex DiFiore. In central midfield, and this is more of what Southwest wants to do, Sig, here is Annika Thiessen. 2 assists for the sophomore, so a number of sophomores also starting for Minneapolis Southwest. And another foul called on Southwest. And it is one of those things, Sig, right, where we talked to the coaches and we said, okay, you two met, first game of the regular season, 3-1, but so much can change over the course of a season that you really can't take much away from that.
No, you can't.
But we as announcers are contractually obligated to still ask that question. Here's Estby with a left foot, and Simon dives to her right and makes the save.
That was a tough shot for her to cover.
Yeah, 5th save really was for Simon unofficially. As they'll try to press now and prevent Southwest from getting comfortable. We're inside of 20 minutes to go here in the first half. A 1-0 score in favor of the Trojans.
And all of a sudden we are in sync with the scoreboard.
They must have heard you on the,
I don't know.
broadcast. I think they're watching.
Well, it could be.
5 shots on goal to none. So Wayzata has dominated in a lot of aspects as Payton was looking to hook up with Margolis, and it's taken away back to Olmstead at the fullback position.
Nice interception.
Good step there by Thiessen. But again, that through ball, no one making the run, probably would have been better just to present,
bring it back, right?
Just to possess here as you see Estby on the left foot. That's got to be a scary sight for
For the
just making a
keeper
little space.
or
Yeah,
the coach.
exactly.
Yeah, I was
or both,
watching
yeah.
that thing coming in and go, ooh.
Because right foot or left foot, Espy is dangerous when she gets a little space and time. Tore her ACL as a sophomore, and TCO Orthopedics, that's where she rehabbed. They did a little feature on her on YouTube, so I was watching that to prepare for the game, and tore her ACL in like the second game of her sophomore season. But obviously she's come back from that.
Yep.
And has had a really nice senior season. Has become a really good player. Plays for Minneapolis Thunder Academy in the club season. And obviously leading the Trojans at the top of that 5-4-1. Or 4-5-1. I think it's probably more like a 4-5-1. With, she's Espy being the lone striker up top.
Yeah, and they shift midfield to center mid.
Lumped forward, but out of play. Southwest, by my reckoning anyway, has not made a substitution yet. Sig, I'd be interested to know from a former coach's perspective, how do you sort of juggle substitutions, right? Because unlike professional soccer, once you sub in and out, the player can't return. But high school, they can. So do you have a substitution pattern, or is it more of like an instinctive thing where you just sort of see how the game is going?
It's really instinctive. I mean, I remember years ago when not Jefferson, but Burnsville girls program had a very interesting substitution policy. They would do 5 players at a time.
Okay, so they would do like a hockey line.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of unusual. Then I thought about it, and I talked to the coach afterwards. He says, well, I've got 5 players who know each other.
Interesting.
And I can swap out the whole section at a time. I go, that's pretty clever. I like that.
Ooh, not a bad effort there by Ann Leon. Leon tried to chip from a tight angle and ultimately hit the crossbar of the football goalpost. But
first shot for...
Yeah, not a shot on goal, but a shot. I have Minneapolis Washburn with 2, but a nice job. Good step over, and then if you can tuck it under that crossbar, that's pretty good. But Leon was not a bit much on that one.
Right.
Good step here by Southwest. Their Lakers trying to press and force the issues. That goes out of play off Melky on the near side.
Again, Lakers very aggressive, attacking the ball.
Yep, that's their MO. As that's punked forward by Adeline Smith, the junior. Leads this team in scoring with 10 goals and 3 assists. But Sophia Alvarez comfortably handling it. Always like a really bright highlighter yellow or highlighter just color of goalkeeper kit. That way there's no confusion. Here's Melky. Tries to switch, looking for her teammate Anna Munyon, but goes out of play on the far side. So it'll be a throw for Wayzata. This game's got a decent flow to it, a decent pace.
Yes.
Obviously, Wayzata would love nothing more than to add a second or even maybe a third goal to that lead heading into the halftime break. And Southwest just trying to keep within striking distance. Picked up here by the Lakers.
Mounting their attack. It's 2-on-4.
With a cross, but yeah, not much there. Good step, though, by Wayzata. Now, this is where you got to be careful with the Trojans because they can counterattack. Up ahead for Estby. It's a bit of a heavy touch. I think that might have been deflected by the defender, Lucy Crane. She's got a goal this season.
Whoa.
And it's stolen away by Espy. Here's a chance for Melky and a great kick save made by the goaltender, Simon. 6th of the game, and Melky thought she had 2.
That was, watch this distribution. Normally this doesn't happen. It's a little bit too strong. Espy gets right in there.
Well, yeah,
Not
Melky.
Espy, Melky.
Yeah.
And takes a shot.
And she can't believe it because that should have been 2.
Yep.
She kind of shot it right at her leg, and now it's a free kick for Wayzata. But, yeah, what a job by Melky to read that rollout.
Perfect.
And step in. There's a shot from distance that was always going wide.
You don't see too many interceptions on a distribution in.
Right. But she read it all the way, saw her eyes, and it was like a football cornerback.
She saw the roll and immediately took off. And yeah, she hates herself because anywhere left, that was in.
This is obviously a joke. I'm saying this tongue in cheek, but maybe she just wanted to pad her save stats. It's just trying to I'm going to set this up so I can make a terrific leg save.
Yeah,
so.
right.
What girls teams, Sig? You've seen a lot of teams in this area. What girls teams have been most impressive other than the Trojans this year?
Oh, boy, that's a tough one. Maple Grove is good.
Yep.
Champlain Park played Maple Grove really tight.
Yep. I saw them recently as well.
You know, the girls' program has progressed so much in the last 10, 12 years.
Here's Melky with another potential chance. Simon bobbles it. He comes right out to Crane. Munyon squares it looking for Estby, and it's cut out by Southwest. Lakers living a little dangerously here, Sid.
That's a little bit risky.
I get trying to play it out the back, and I respect their commitment to it, but Wayzata's pressing so far up the pitch.
Yeah, you can't afford to let them get behind you.
So a throw in on the far side right in front of the Lakers bench. Crane will come over, and actually it's not a throw in, it's a free kick. Nodded on by number 8, Nicole Mahabadi. All right, that was better. Still not perfect, but that was better.
Better you than me.
Yeah, exactly. You'll just call her Nicole. Make it easy on yourself.
There you go.
Melky has been everywhere as she dances around her defender, Megan Shanky, right there.
She's got a couple players with her. See if she can get the ball to the middle.
Squared and then cut out.
Nice defense.
Yeah, well, excellent defense. Good step by Southwest. Olmsted, but you look, Sig, at how Wayzata is starting to push up the pitch as Melky with a little bit of a heavy touch. It seems like, 50-50 balls seem fairly even to me as
it is.
Good speed here for Peyton through the midfield. Kate Peyton on her horse.
Good run.
Is she going to have anyone to aim for as it goes out of play for a goal kick? Well played by Olmsted off of Peyton and out of play. Peyton, from my opinion, though, Sigs, Peyton has been the most impressive of the Lakers so far. She's making things happen for Southwest.
Well, that's what you have to do against a team like Wayzata. You got to start making plays, push the ball forward, get into the offensive third so you can have an opportunity to make a quality shot.
And I feel like the temptation might be to play it safe and try to not make mistakes, but at the same time, you kind of have to go for it against this team because it's unlikely that you're going to be able to outscore them. So you need goals.
Exactly.
Breaking news, Sig. Goals are important in soccer.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Shocking. This is the kind of insight I deliver.
I got to make a note.
Wayzata controlling here in the midfield, kind of shinned the way of Melky. She drops it back for her teammate DiFiore, or beg your pardon, that was Mahabadi, and it goes out of bounds. Estby's pass intercepted and cut out. Olmsted. Yeah, always a challenge when you got 3 Division I players in your starting 11, as Michaela Adams, first time we've called the seniors' names, goes all the way back to Alvarez. Inside of 9 minutes to play, first half. 1-0 Wayzata, a goal by Davy Melky, a wonder strike. 4.5 minutes into this first half has stood up for Wayzata so far.
But as you were saying, they would love to get one more.
Yep.
And really put the pressure on the Lakers for the second half.
Reese Augustine to throw it in. Here's Grace Estby, a little heavy with the touch, and it runs out of play.
Good look there at Grace Espy, number 13.
17 goals and 8 assists on the season for the senior co-captain.
Outstanding numbers.
And just the positional awareness as well. Like they just keep their shape so well as a team, does Wayzata. Beautifully done to cut it back here.
Nice move, but
and there's a cross. There? Estby
couldn't get there.
Can't get to it, but ultimately tracked down by Mahabadi. Another cross in the middle, and this time still aren't able to clear it very effectively, but it runs out of play for a goal kick for Southwest. Great job by the substitute, or I beg your pardon, Tenley Senden, the junior. 9 goals on the season for her in that supporting role right behind Estby. Nodded forward. A little bit of head tennis. I love that phrase. I don't know why, but it just makes me laugh. Oh, I tried to play the run in, but couldn't. Adeline Smith. Southwest trying their best to possess the football as it's what they really want to do.
Yeah.
And they're going back through Megan Schenke at the fullback position.
And they've had some success, but Wayzata has been able to poke in there, and that'll be a foul call against the Lakers.
Indeed, guilty party there. Number 23 for Minneapolis Southwest, Tess Davies-Larson. Youngest player on this team, just a freshman. The only freshman in this that we'll probably see in this game.
Way out.
To the top of the 18-yard box. Chance here from distance. Send in. Not much on the shot. Pretty easy for Eowyn Simon.
Yep, not much power behind it, but it's still got there. Still shot on goal.
Mm-hmm. You have to respect the job that Tony Pessnecker has done for this Wayzata program. In the middle, here's a potential chance. Dancing with it, Mahabadi. Dropped back.
I've known...
There's a cross, and it goes harmlessly out of play.
I've known Tony Pessnecker for well over 30 years. I saw him when he played for the Thunder. An excellent defender. And when he came into coaching for high school, he brought all that knowledge and knows how to teach the players how to play the game and how to play the position. And he's done a wonderful job. You look at all the state appearances, the state championships.
Yeah, he's built quite the program here in Wayzata as Senden steals it away. Tenley Senden trying to get to the byline, crosses it. Estby drops it back. Shot from distance. It's
nice
blocked
block.
down.
Good block.
Nice block indeed by Southwest.
Boy, I love that setup. To go from the outside, coming in, moving the ball around, bring it back out again for the shot.
Yep, very, very fundamental. And you just tell with Tony that his teams, they just have an elite soccer IQ. Senden dances around Margolis. Loose in the box, cleared finally. But again, look at this pressure applied by Wayzata. Here's Senden, looking for the run of Estby.
She's going to stop and just wait.
Estby gets a cross in, and it's nearly turned in for an own goal. But how about Grace Estby just twisting and turning until she could get a shot or a cross in a dangerous position, and it was nearly put in there by Kylie Schramm for Southwest, although ultimately she did a heroic job just defending that play as Estby,
Look at this
it was so close to to the boot of number 3, Anna Munyon.
Yeah, trying to get to Munyon, didn't quite make it, but the defender almost did it for her.
Simon collects the loose ball in the box, and she'll let everyone move up.
Yep, and now she's going to punt this one and take a nice long breath.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty busy.
A deep breath. Yeah, she sure has, as Margulis gets it ahead.
Okay, now the Lakers need to take the pressure off the defense.
Yeah, they would love to get some possession right here, but look how quickly Wayzata can counterattack.
Yeah, and that's something we can
Megan
talk
Sullivan.
about.
Yep, gets it wide. Munyon's cross for send in, and it's deflected up and over the goalpost.
One of the things you look at for a mature team is how they transition from defense to offense. And Wayzata consistently with the girls and the boys programs, when the ball changes possession, the entire team moves forward as in unison and stays in their position, as you see that last play.
Good turn here by Leon. Switches play, and it goes out of play. Very few substitutions in this first half for either team, as we have just 2 minutes left. And Southwest, I'd say, Sig, if they go down 1-0 into halftime, they'd have to feel pretty good. 8 shots on goal and a couple corner kicks for Wayzata in this first half, but they still only have a 1-goal lead.
That's right. So the longer they can hang around, the better.
Now they just need to figure out where their offense is going to come from. They've had some promising crosses, but no real shots yet.
No, they've had trouble getting past that Wayzata defense.
Runs out of play in front of number 2, Annika Thiessen. Here's Megan Sullivan in the midfield. Sullivan.
Nice fake.
Yeah.
Whoops, that's not going to make it.
Good step, though. And now we've got a foul as Wayzata was ruled to have Sendin was ruled to have dragged her defender back. The rain has held off here so far. Trojan Stadium. It's just cool and overcast. Feels like a mid-October day, doesn't it?
It does.
The ref gets in the way there. So now Southwest will see if they can make a late push with 45 seconds to go first half. Thirty seconds remaining. I think both coaches would be content just to get to the half. 20 seconds left. Peyton, as it's cleared by Olmstead.
10 seconds.
Trojans cleared up. Espy racing onto this with 5 seconds left. Espy will go for a goal, and it bounces right in front of Simon, an awkward bounce, but she dealt with it.
That was a weird bounce because it hit the turf and went right up into her face.
Not a bad idea by Espy, just to test the keeper from there.
A great idea. Shoot it high so in case it bounces, it can go over the keeper's head.
The lone goal of the half belongs to Wayzata and Davy Melky early in the first half, and that goal has stood up as the Trojans head to a halftime with a 1-0 lead here in the Section 6 3A semifinals. Back with highlights and second half action shortly here from Trojan Stadium on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Back here at Trojan Stadium, Bill Hupp and Sig Ligry at halftime of the Section 6 3A semifinals. The home team, the top seed Wayzata, with a 1-0 lead over Minneapolis Southwest. We take a look at first half highlights, and Trojans got off to a very promising start as Davey Melke intercepted it and bang, deposited the turnover top shelf. A rocket that Simon had no chance to stop. And that got the Trojans off to a flying start. And they would put pressure, but so did Southwest, as that was probably their best effort of the half right there. Went begging. Grace Estby forced the goaltender Simon to make some terrific saves. And despite having loads of possession and opportunities like this one, Melke nearly had her second. But Sig, Wayzata with a 1-0 lead. As we take a look at halftime stats, you see there 12-1 the shots in favor of Wayzata. But still, Southwest has to be very encouraged that they're only down by a goal.
Yeah, they could have been down by many goals at this point, but credit the keeper, Simon, doing a great job of making some big saves and not giving Wayzata second chances on rebounds. That's big, because a lot of those shots could have been rebounded back in and then would have gone right to the offense for a shot. So their defense is doing good. Wayzata doing a great job on possession and moving the ball.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing, especially with stats that lopsided, but I think both coaches have to feel pretty encouraged.
Yes.
Southwest, because they're still very much in this soccer game, and Wayzata, because they absolutely dominated that first half, as you would expect a top seed to do at home.
Right.
But we'll see what transpires in the second half when we have kickoff coming up shortly here on CCX from Plymouth. Back here at Trojan Stadium, Bill Hupp and Sig Ligry at the start of the second half, with the home team, Trojans, the top seed, leading the fourth-seeded Minneapolis Southwest Lakers by a score of 1-0. Just a bit of a breeze on this cool and overcast afternoon here in Plymouth. And Wayzata with a lot of things to be pleased about after their first half performance, in which they peppered the Southwest goal with 12 shots, forced 8 saves by Southwest's Eowyn Simon. And, but Southwest, by the same token, Sig, as we talked about during halftime, still very much in this soccer game as they hope to pull the upset and advance to the section final on Tuesday.
Yeah, they're not that far out of it. All it takes is a mistake on the defense or a PK. You know, that's what Tony was telling us before the match. Anything can happen.
No doubt. Sean Baker and Patrick Strauss, the two co-head coaches. And it is cool and overcast, but the rain mercifully has stayed away. Feels like the trees have even gotten more color on them since the start of this soccer game.
That's probably true.
But holy cow, can only imagine the beautiful backdrop behind the visiting stands there when the trees are in full bloom. Southwest kicking off to begin this second half.
Southwest moving from right to left.
In the white and black kits, and obviously Wayzata in the blue and white and gold, the traditional Trojan colors. No shortage of branding here at Trojan Stadium as you see the Wayzata logos ringing the field. But it's obviously a beautiful facility that they get plenty of use out of here in Plymouth. Southwest looking to possess. Nice little give and go. Oh, they had a player in Megan Curley lurking in the box, but the cross from Kate Payton was deflected out of play. Actually, that was not Kate Payton. That was Adeline Smith. With those orange boots, it'll be a throw on the far side for Ann Leon. So Southwest SIG starting on the front foot in the second half.
They're doing what they want. They move the ball up.
Couple hot dogs making their way to the press box, as we just heard.
Any of them for us?
Yeah, that's... Again, we order a couple more. First corner kick of the game for Southwest. They're off to a nice start here in the second half. Lakers looking to tie this soccer game. Wayzata gets ahead to it first. Megan Schenicke loses out. The Davy Melke who lumps it forward. And now Wayzata will try to get their shape and push up. Ella O'Keefe giving chase. Curley playing catch. And actually that is, I should say, that's number 25, Kate Amelet, the sophomore, who's up top. So a bit of a positional switch as Estby is now in more of that central midfield role.
Right, she's center mid.
And Amelet is has replaced her up top. So obviously Coach Tony Peschnecker wants a little more control in this game, you would think. Good physicality from Southwest, and they earn a foul here. So free kick going the way of the Lakers as Kate Payton earns that foul. Fourth foul of the game on Wayzata. This one, guilty party was Lauren Craig, freshman midfielder, freshman forward. Southwest with a chance here. Megan Curley to do the honors. Put in a good ball in the first half from nearly an identical position. Top of the box, Wayzata gets ahead to it first.
Be a throw now for across the field.
Yeah, the wind and the weather I thought would play maybe a bigger part of the game than it seems to have so far. And Leon comes over to take the throw. She can get some mustard on it. In that way, Sig, it's almost like another set piece
It is.
for the Lakers.
Yeah, you get a player with a good throwing capability. That could be an offensive weapon.
Well shielded here by Teason. Brett Margulis. Down line, but well read by Melke. You know that Coach Peschnecker and his team want to add to their lead.
Yep.
That one-goal lead is perilous in soccer.
Yes, it is.
Margulis with a long throw from the near side this time. And the field is decidedly tilted this way, or it stayed tilted this way, just with different teams. Sig, what are you seeing from Southwest so far in this second half?
Better ball possession, moving the ball around, trying to move upfield.
Throw for Melke and the Trojans. They are winning those individual battles, though.
See, they're maintaining possession, which is key.
Beautiful soccer here from Minneapolis Southwest. Nice move by Leon. Out as far as Addie Smith. Intercepted by Estby. So they clearly want Estby to do a little more defending. There's a shot by Peyton from distance, and it's blocked down. Nice block by Avery Olmstead. Seven impact seniors in this lineup for Wayzata. We talked about the veteran presence. Knotted on, but Alvarez off her line. She gets there just ahead of a hard-charging Laker.
Timed that one well.
When you were coaching, did you like your goalkeepers to be more aggressive in terms of calling and coming off their line and whatnot?
Oh, yes. The keeper has to maintain communication with the defenders to make sure she tells them where they want them, when to let the ball through, when to stop the ball. And I would prefer that they come out and be aggressive.
Yep. Claim it, call keeper.
Yep.
And all that. Southwest possessing the ball really well so far in the first 6.5 minutes of this second half. Wayzata with a 1-goal lead. Happy to let them knock it around a little bit, but he said they would love to add to this. Addie Smith drops it back. I imagine that Wayzata is used to possessing the ball a lot more than they have in this match.
That's true, yeah.
Down line, Olmstead reads it well and gets there ahead of Smith.
That time pushing the ball over the touchline, not a bad idea. Get your defense a chance to catch their breath and get it back into their positions.
Peyton from the far side. That said, Sig, all this possession has not amounted to a real tester of a chance against Alvarez. Not yet, anyway.
They have had one shot, nothing on goal.
That one shot pretty good in the first half, but didn't force anything from Alvarez.
No. In fact, looking at the stat sheet, Lakers have 2 shots taken the entire match.
Melky comes back for it, or rather that's Sendin. Now she moves middle.
Was it trying to recoup their possession capability?
Pumped in by Mahabadi.
That was good.
SB just out of the reach of number 10, Rose Schlaffel. Schlaffel, 3 goals and an assist this season. I don't think we've called her name yet, really, in this soccer game. So her first demonstrable touches. It's interesting, Addie Smith has really moved just all over the place. Sometimes playing in the midfield, sometimes she's been at fullback, and now she's up top, trying to provide that target as Thiessen loses out in the midfield, right at the Trojans' head. Good job by Simon to come off her line.
Simon doing the right thing, being aggressive that time, coming out of her area and moving the ball out of danger area.
Megan Sullivan doing a great job just protecting it and holding the ball up as Amelet unable to keep it in play on the far side. Nearly 10 minutes gone by here in this second half, and we're still as we were at halftime, still as we were for most of the first half, in fact, with the top-seeded Trojans enjoying a 1-goal advantage. Amelet tries to switch play, and it's cut out by Megan Curley. Backline communication so important as well, as Davy Melky, I think, has dropped a lot deeper. Melky comes up to play it, just kind of playing that right wing back position almost. Good find for Sendin on the turn. Estby tried to take it away but couldn't. Tried to nick it off Kylie Schramm. Good turn here by Megan Sullivan. This is Estby. Played down line, but well read there by Sheneke, excuse me. First substitution of the second half for the Trojans as the captain, Anna Munyon, returns. The co-captain, I guess, technically.
Yeah, there's more than one captain on the team. There's a good look at Tony
Yep.
Pesnecker
Yep.
and his bench.
They look rather cold down there. Which I suppose if you're not moving around, it probably is pretty cold.
It is, yeah. If you're a soccer player and it's this temperature, you want to be on the field.
Yes. If nothing else, just to stay warm.
Exactly.
Anna Leon. Up for Teason. Leon in the midfield. I like the way Southwest moves. They're clearly a well-coached team, Sig.
Oh, yeah. You can see that.
Now in the boys' game, and again, I just came in at the end. Did they score pretty early in the first half? What was the halftime score?
2-0.
Okay. So they kind of piled it on in the second half.
Yeah, things opened up because the
Armstrong was trying to press.
Yeah, they started out the first 10, 15 minutes by playing pretty strong defense, loading up the back. And then Wayzata managed to draw them out a little bit, got a goal in, and as soon as that happened, they had to come back out. Armstrong had to come back from the defense and try and get back into the match.
Sure.
And when that happens, Wayzata just opened up and go, okay, you want to play field play? We'll do it. And they made it kind of a runaway in the second half.
A lot of Maple Grove players were in attendance. That'd be a fun matchup to see. Chance here for Wayzata, crossing, and it's just out of behind Munyon. Munyon unable to track back. A nice idea for the cutback, but that's very much a play that requires a good deal of timing as Melky scoring goals and then forcing turnovers.
Yep.
But this is better from Southwest for sure.
Yeah, this is much better possession, much better attacking than the first half.
Peyton has it dealt with by Estby. Substitution for Southwest as they'll make a change in their backfield. Margulis comes up to take the throw. Smith has it taken off her toes on the far side.
Well, we have a second. Before the boys' game, I met up with 4 girls who said they were the ball girls coming into the stadium. And I told them they better do a good job because we're going to be picking on them. So shout out to the 4 girls. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And while we have a second as well, but big thanks to the Wayzata Athletic Booster Club for making this live telecast possible.
Absolutely.
And for making the boys telecast possible as well. Foul on Southwest, gave the ball to Wayzata on a free kick. Nice job sweeping up the danger, though, by Margulis. So
And
keep
again,
it away from Munyon.
Yeah, and again, smart move. Get the ball over the touchline so you don't give up an opportunity.
Camera guy for CCX doing a nice job. Now that great camera angle here as that shot goes begging off the boot of Amulet. 6 goals and 3 assists on the season.
Unable to connect that time.
Have not seen Addie Millo in the game yet. 1 goal and 8 assists for the sophomore, number 26. Believe she's available, but have not called her name much today as Smith gets it wide looking for Peyton. Cut off, though. This Wayzata defense, you can just tell how well coached they are, the entire team, in terms of understanding angles. And
Right. They know where they're supposed to be.
Yep. Trojans on the counterattack, looking to get a little breathing room. Good step over. They try to pull her back and can't. To the front post. Espy's there. It's punched by Simon. Nice play by Simon. There's a step from the back line, and that time Simon scoops it up. I've been really impressed with Eowyn Simon who is Sig keeping her team in this game.
Absolutely. Keeping her cool.
As you see, just skipped out of the tackle attempt, and then before Estby can get there, Simon punches it away.
Yep. That's what you want your keeper to do. Get it out of danger area.
Presses on here as Alvarez takes a touch. Pretty cool under pressure. That's definitely something you want in a keeper.
Yeah, that's a must. Foul call advantage.
Addie Smith loses out. That was a good advantage played. Substitution for the Lakers here as we near the midway point of the second half. Monica Thiessen returns, replacing Davies Larson. Smith. Back for Schramm. Lumped forward. Peyton trying to give chase. She will get there, I think. And can't keep it in play. Just
missed
just
it. Yep.
barely. Nice idea, though, by Addie Smith, the junior. See her. She'll be presumably a captain next year, one of the big returners for them, leading goal scorer. So as much as they have a lot of seniors, including Simon, they also have some impact players. Davies Larson, just a freshman. Schramm, Thiessen, so they'll have some players coming back. Wayzata trying to keep their shape here in the second half and just kind of possess and patiently knock it around. Runyon back up ahead looking for Melky. Estby watches it go out of play. Kind of a rainy and wet week, but it doesn't seem to be impacting things much. Nice job by Melky. Goes off of Smith. The pressing from Southwest in the second half.
It's been good.
Sig has not let up.
Nope, they've been pressing real hard.
Lakers accustomed to playing close games as Estby with a nice turn. Cuts it back middle. Estby trying to move right to left. Shot from distance, and Simon was behind that all the way. So Estby with my tally, 4 shots. Simon with another save. 10th shot on goal for Wayzata, and Estby has been held in check today, unlike in their first matchup when she scored all 3 goals. Now it's Wayzata's turn to try to knock it around. Nice move here by Amulet. Crosses in the middle, finds Mahabadi. And this time it's Wayzata's turn with a spell of possession. Played out nicely on the far side by Margulis. Anna Nair.
The ball's still in play.
So they play on. Amulet on her right foot from distance. Simon diving to her left. Watched it go wide. They say she didn't touch it. Amulet a little frustrated, but a nice job getting space for that shot, and then
didn't miss by much.
No, and Munyon was charging on the far post. Thought Simon might have gotten
I think she got her hand on it.
But it's a goal kick, as judged by the officials, by the refs. Here's Amulet again. Trying to keep possession with Sendon. So this is better from Wayzata. This is as much of a sustained threat as they've managed in the second half.
Yeah, they've been pretty docile in the second half, allowing the Lakers to maintain possession and move the ball well. Now they're back on offense again.
Estby. Battle for the wall won by Thiessen. Stolen away, Mahabadi. Munyon. Now it's Southwest that's struggling to get out of their own end. Thought maybe she'd go back through her keeper, but she decided to lump it forward, and it goes out of play for a Lakers throw.
Actually, I think they had a better opportunity to switch field.
Right, exactly. Switch fielder, yeah. Should have been a handball, and it is. Lucy Crane whistled for that infraction. No set-piece goals yet in this game.
No. Good look there at Samantha Tinchuit, center referee.
Olmsted to take this one. The teammates massing at the top of the 18-yard box. Olmsted floats it in. Simon gets there first, crashes into her teammate Teason, still loose in the box. And a nice job of clearance, but only as far as Olmsted.
Boy, you can see the Laker defense is collapsing on the Wayzata forwards.
And a good job here by Simon to come for it. Got a punch to it.
Yeah, I think she was trying to grab it and decided to push it out at the last second.
Well, what you don't want to do, obviously, right, is come for it and then bobble it and drop it.
That's a disaster.
So the punch is your best friend in that instance.
She made the right call. Another distribution.
When Simon, really, really good. Officially 11 saves, the 11 shots, or 10 saves of the 11 shots on goal. A lot of room to run here for Kylie Schramm. Teason trying to get it to Peyton, but just out of her reach. 17.5 to go. Second half. Wayzata still enjoying a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Davey Melky's Wonder Strike. 4.5 minutes into the first half.
Yeah, and nothing since.
Nothing since. Both teams have scratched and clawed and tried to put it in the back of the net, but nothing doing so far. Just out of the reach of Crane. Falls fortuitously to Estby. She goes down in the box. No penalty. Sendin still on it. Collides there with Curley, and it goes up to the midline. Peyton taking the throw quickly. Up for Addie Smith. Knotted out of play on the far side by Michaela Adams. Nice job by Curley to recover it for Southwest.
Southwest doing a better job getting to the ball and forcing turnovers in the second half.
As we near the 16-minute mark of the second half, or the 24-minute mark, I should say. Have not had any yellow cards or many stoppages, mercifully.
No.
Oh, they nearly had Munyon in the clear. But instead, Southwest with acres of space for Schramm to run into. Melky steps forward. Chance here as Leon earns the throw. Still no official shots on goal for Minneapolis Southwest.
No. Not for the entire match.
2 shots in general, no shots on goal yet.
Well, we'll see if they can make that.
Smith tries to flick it on. Munyon gets tangled. It hits the ref, and Melky steps. Now, Davey Melky with all kinds of space.
She's got 3 people with her if she can get the ball over.
Can Wayzata, a little 1-2. Melky running onto it. Trojans on the counterattack, and Melky's cross. She probably had more time to take a touch if she wanted. But
I think so.
I beg your pardon, that's Rose Schlaflo. Rose Schafel the senior midfielder. 10 looks very much like 18. I think I've been saying Melky the entire time, but it's Schafel with the red boots, who's been the impact player here in the second half. Thiessen, near side for Schramm. Nice turn in the midfield by Leon. I've been impressed with the skill of Southwest as well. They're definitely pretty smart footballers themselves. A little give and go. Looking for Leon. A nice job of clearing the danger, but it's the second corner kick of the second half for Southwest. Well read on the play there by Anna Nair.
Golden opportunity here with a corner. Set plays are key when you get into championship-type games.
Leon to take it for Southwest. To the near post. Shot blocked down. And now Wayzata will try to break. And here's Melky. Davey Melky, and they call a foul, and Melky can't believe it. That looked like a 50-50 coming together from our vantage point.
All I can think of, she may have gotten a shoulder ahead of the other. Here we go. Here's a loose ball. Yeah, that's a push. It wasn't quite shoulder to shoulder.
I've seen those called, and I've seen them not called. So
I have too.
It is a tough one. 13 minutes to go, second half. Southwest, and it's a big break for Southwest, though, because Melky was in on goal. Had that foul not been called. Thiessen. Smith. Taken away. Well read by the Trojan defense. To the back post, and Alvarez. Strong pair of hands to claim that one.
Yep.
Not a bad idea at all by Megan Curley, who's probably got the biggest leg on the team. Schafel. Curley intercepts at midfield. Addie Smith looking for Peyton. It's deflected out of play.
You'll see it again.
As Curley, not a bad idea. She had Leon lurking, but too close to the keeper. Was out of play in front of the Southwest bench on the far side. Crowd has been fairly subdued, Sig.
It's been pretty quiet,
It's just the lack of much to cheer about. There's been shots, there's been some nice saves. It's been entertaining soccer, but very little in the way of end product.
Yeah, it's been tight defense. It's becoming difficult to get any kind of quality shot.
I'm guessing the Wayzata boys, similar to the girls in terms of like the kids they bring off the bench, are pretty good too.
Yes.
Now, are they a possession-based team as well, or?
Oh, yes, they are. Very much so. They like it open and fast.
They figured it be in the mix at state time. What I was saying before is that some of the Maple Grove Crimson were on hand, the top-ranked team in the state. Undefeated this year at 16-0. Sig, they had 135 kids come out for soccer, and they didn't cut any of them.
Is that right?
They have like 4 JV teams and
wow.
four sophomore teams. Pretty remarkable. So soccer, good following in Maple Grove, apparently.
Yeah, that program has been growing for the last decade.
Smith squaring it for Thiessen, and
you see the keeper calling
Smart,
for the ball.
and then she'll let it run.
Yeah.
And she'll eventually pick it up to start that 10-second clock. Nearly 3 quarters gone by here in the second half. And again, an early goal from Wayzata. And boy, if this is how it ends, then Southwest, will say, hey, we really gave it all we could. And if they're beaten by a wonder strike, then so be it. Has to be.
Yeah, you have to give them the advantage.
Controlling through the midfield. Nice find. Turning on a dime, here's Megan Sullivan. Back for Sullivan, and her cross as she was falling down.
Yep.
Goes harmlessly out of play.
Got underneath it and ended off going to over the touch of the end line.
Seems like, Sig, that sometimes the kids, they don't necessarily know, or they're not as they have more time than they think to get a cross in or to take a touch and settle things.
Yeah, especially if it's a tight game like this, because you don't want to make a mistake.
Yep.
If you're up by 2 or 3 goals, then you're much more relaxed and you can make your decisions better. But this is a tight game, and they know it.
Curley.
I mean, Southwest is giving them all they can handle and then some.
Beautiful turn by Peyton. Oh, and then she lost it. I thought she was going to try to get to Smith, but good recovery, and her slip allows Schafel to clear the danger.
And they'll get the ball anyway on the throw-in.
Getting late here at Wayzata for the 4th-seeded Lakers. As we near the 8-minute mark, 8 minutes remaining in the game, and a 1-0 Wayzata lead. Trojans trying to advance to play the winner of Rogers and Hopkins here on Tuesday. Melke. Thought she was going to make the quick throw. She's got Estby. Curley knocks it away. Bounding ball, well played there by Alex DiFiore. DiFiore was the one who had the shot in the first half that nearly found the upper corner and tied this game. Probably the best chance of the game for Southwest. Flicked on here by Lauren Craig, but taken back by Southwest.
And again, Southwest continually winning these 50-50s.
That's why they've dominated possession so much in this second half. DiFiore earns the throw on the far side. But credit to the Wayzata defense. I mean, it's one thing to concede possession.
Right.
But it's another thing to totally not allow a team to get any quality shots.
To shut them down. Yeah, exactly. See, that's one thing about the Wayzata girls team over the years that I've noticed. Yes, they can score, but they also have a very stingent, very disciplined defense. And they probably don't get enough credit for that, but they will if they can hang on in this match.
Leon dancing away from danger. And has her pocket picked. Wayzata's not even really allowing crosses to come in.
No, they aren't. They're blocking them. That's when you watch a good soccer team, you see the back 4 defenders stay in their position.
They're very in sync, the fullbacks are, on a good defense. As Leon goes down, clipped there by Michaela Adams. Play on, says the ref. Goes out of play, and again, now if you're Wayzata with 5.5 left, you can just throw everybody behind the ball.
Yep.
And park the proverbial bus.
That's not their style.
No, that's not their style, but you could.
You could, but I don't think you're going to see that.
No. On the turn, Leon with a good throw. Teasen for Smith. She goes down in the box. Appeal for a penalty. No penalty coming. However, it is going to be a corner kick. Third of the half, and I believe Wayzata's maybe had one this half.
None.
I was being generous. Third corner kick of the half, and now amazingly, Southwest has more corner kicks in this game than the Trojans do.
Yep. And again, big time set play.
And Leon from the near side to the far post over everybody. Runs out of play for a Trojans throw. We're inside of 5 minutes to go in this Section 6 3A semifinal.
See the
Leon,
frustration.
knows that she hit it well.
Yep, just too much on it,
but
a little bit too high.
Yeah, a little too hot coming in. official timeout. He's claiming the clock. Well, I don't know, something about the clock. 4:44, and he's saying it should be 5, and so is the ref. So 5 up on the clock, exactly 5 minutes to go. I'm not sure why the clock would have been stopped.
Yeah, but they did.
But they did. So 5 minutes remaining.
So officials doing a good job keeping track of the clock movement.
No doubt. There's a foul called on Wayzata. And while we have a moment, big thanks to the Wayzata Athletic Booster Club again for making this live telecast possible, as well as the boys semifinal that you watched, which was won by Wayzata over Robbinsdale Armstrong 6-0. Big chance here, Sig. Megan Curley standing over this free kick. Curley into the box. Alvarez leaps forward. It's loose. Still loose. Block shot. There's another shot. And it finds the back of the net. It's Kate Payton tying us at 1. Incredible. The 4th seed Lakers have tied this soccer game on the sophomore's 6th goal of the season.
There's a lot of traffic here. Unable to clear it. There's a shot.
What a reaction by Peyton to just get there after the block shot. She got to it first, hammered it past Sofia Alvarez, and all of a sudden the top seed might be heading to overtime. Remember, Southwest has already won one game in this tournament 2-1, winning 4-3 on penalties. Amolet hounded by multiple players. 3:56 left.
See, this is one of the things that the Wayzata coaching staff was concerned about. If they let the other team stay with them too long, they can make a mistake, put it into overtime or a PK, and it could end up being bad news for Wayzata.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Coach Pechnecker definitely knew that this team was dangerous, and the 3-1 scoreline earlier in the season was not something that that they had to, take anything from.
Right.
He knew that anything is possible in postseason soccer. They learned that the hard way last year, being upset in the quarterfinals.
Exactly.
Do the Trojans have an answer here with 3 minutes left in regulation? Amolet giving chase. Simon off her line and comes out to claim it. Now Southwest, if you're Southwest, I think you're trying to just get to overtime and keep your season alive.
No, I don't think so. I think they've got the momentum right now. They know they can do it. They've been playing really well in the second half. I wouldn't go into a shell. I would go for the win.
Well, that's why you're legendary head coach, Sig.
Right.
Turn to commentator.
Well, yeah. If you can, let's go.
Now you know that the commentating, you've got enough experience. You know commentating is not easy. Or something like that.
I didn't say it was easy.
No, certainly not.
It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. Trojans pressing, trying to get that go-ahead goal. Swept away. You can see that Wayzata's urgency has picked up since that game-tying goal.
Yep, all of a sudden. They were kind of lackadaisical. They weren't playing all that well, to be honest, but give credit to the Lakers. They wouldn't quit.
Amolet, watched by Sheneke, goes out of play. 1-1 our score, 1.5 minutes left in regulation. There is no overtime in the regular season anymore, but there's obviously overtime very much so in section play.
Yes.
With seasons on the line. Golden goal in overtime if you're curious. goes out of play as we have exactly 1 minute to go.
In the second half, 1 minute.
Somehow staying onside, crossed in the middle. Next goal wins, 52 seconds left. Shot from distance, Simon
Shot a goal
handles that comfortably. She's never looked troubled, Sig. She's looked poised all the way.
She's very calm, very deliberate.
11 saves for her this afternoon. Schlafel loses out to Smith. 30 seconds remaining.
Was that
Espy.
one more chance?
Cross looking for Espy, I should say, and Simon scoops it up.
And she's going to hold the ball to the end, I believe.
Seconds.
She'll give it one more boot. But we are for sure heading to overtime here in Plymouth.
1.
Minneapolis Southwest scores the game-tying goal with 4:14 left in the second half. And after Wayzata scored about 4 minutes into the first half, the Lakers play really well in the second half, Sig, and they finally get that game-tying goal. We'll be back with the overtime period here from Trojan Stadium in a moment on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
1-1 our score here in Plymouth at Trojan Stadium as we begin the overtime period here in the Section 6 3A semifinals. Bill Hupp alongside Sig Ligary. Minneapolis Southwest came out on the front foot in the second half and kept it there. And now Grace Eastby trying to lead her team to make sure her senior season and her terrific Wayzata career doesn't come to an end. Top seed Trojans and the fourth seeded Lakers all knotted at one. Minneapolis Southwest will kick off 2 10-minute periods in the overtime with a golden goal deciding the game. So whoever scores first, next goal wins. Nice step over by Payton. Kate Payton gets to the byline, crosses it off of a Wayzata defender in Olmsted and out of play. So another corner kick coming up now for Southwest. It'll come from the near side off the boot of Olmsted. If no goal comes in the next 20 minutes, we'll decide this on penalties. Olmsted to the far post over her leaping teammate Lucy Crane. It runs out of play. It'll be a Wayzata throw. Sig, what does Wayzata have to do here in overtime to get the winner and avoid going to penalties?
Well, they have to get their momentum back, for one thing. They have to start moving the ball, passing. They're letting the Lakers, they're really actually controlling the game.
It has gotten even darker and cooler out than it was 2 hours ago, of course, as Amulet with a nice step over. Tries to feed it into the channel, but Margulis is there. This is Curley. Southwest possessing, and their co-head coaches have to love how they're playing soccer right now.
Yeah.
They've had an excellent second half. Teasen goes back. It's blocked out of play. They have just been the more aggressive team in terms of winning 50-50s. Collision out of play as it's knocked out by Nair.
Yeah, they've been possessing and moving the ball up the field almost at will. So Wayzata has to rely on their defense and their passing abilities to get back into the game.
Amulet wide for Sendin. Nice recovery, though. That's been a tremendous game for Leon. She's been outstanding here this afternoon for the Lakers.
Absolutely.
Who has the game-winning goal in them? Curley. Up ahead for Kate Payton, who's probably been the Lakers' best player. Payton has the goal for Smith. Nicely played, though, by the Wayzata defense. Fullback cuts her off. Sendin. Spins away from pressure. Up ahead for Amulet. Battling with Curley. Right to Estby. Here's Grace Estby in the open field, and a whistle brings it back. A foul called on the Trojans.
Oh, that's too bad. She was on her way.
Yeah. Amulet, I think, was just saying, hey, this is just hold-up play.
Yeah. There's a push.
Yeah, at the end there. At the end. Otherwise, it looked like normal hand fighting. But
Yeah, it did.
chance here for Southwest. Payton flicks it on, looking for Smith. Thiessen just out of the reach of Payton. 6.5 minutes left in the first overtime. Hit forward by Estby. Well read here by Lucy Crane. She'll go back to her keeper Simon. Hey, when Simon, you would not know it was overtime with how poised she was with the football there. In the middle for Estby. Tries to get it to Sendin, and underneath Tenley's foot. Sendin, great job to keep it in play in the middle. And ultimately swept away by Southwest. What have you thought of Wayzata's play so far here in the overtime, Sig?
They're better.
Still lacking that sort of finishing touch.
Right.
They have not forced Simon to make a tremendous save yet. Made a couple good ones in the first half. Not as many, not really any that I can think of in the second half.
No, they have 3 shots on goal in the second half.
They had, 11 in the first half? Or 8?
With a total of, 11 total.
Payton.
So they had 8 in the first half.
Payton moves middle. Puts a ball in. Alvarez off her line, and she gets there just ahead of Leon. Midway through this first overtime period, and we're still tied at 1. Good step here by the Trojans. Everybody up on the Minneapolis Southwest bench. Curley just out of the reach, and Payton's going to latch onto this. Kate Payton, good recovery, though. Excellent recovery by Ava Nair, and she needed to do that.
Big play on defense.
Payton was bearing down on goal, but Nair caught up to her, took the right angle, Sig, and dealt with the danger.
Good speed to come back.
Well, it was just out of...
Look at the speed.
Yeah,
Wow.
excellent speed. Loose in the box here. Alvarez comes out and falls on it. When you're a fullback and you miss that initial ball like the Trojans did there, then that's why Nair had to track back with such ferocity. Inside of 4 minutes to go, first overtime period.
Oh.
Just underneath of the Trojan attacker there, Curley.
See, their timing isn't there.
Up ahead to Leon, and Leon did handle the ball. I thought it came up and clipped her hand, and they say indeed it did. And I think, Sig, if you're Wayzata, you really don't want this to go to penalties.
No.
Because it's even more of a dice roll than...
It is absolutely a dice roll.
So Avery Olmstead up to take it for Wayzata. Olmstead into the box. Sendin and Amulet there. Neither can get to it. Payton able to keep it in. I've been so impressed with her, Sig.
She's had a great game.
She really has. Amulet loses out to Curley. Smith battling with Michaela Adams. Adams has been pretty good back there as well. So Southwest now with a little bit of momentum. 2:45 and counting left in the first overtime. Thiessen. Yeah, they'll just switch and then start playing right away. Yep, so no break. Up ahead, Estby takes it away. Here's Grace Estby. Estby on her left foot. Shot from distance. Simon bobbles it, and she makes the recovery. Oh, I thought that might have been the game winner for the Trojans.
That may have been the save of the game.
Estby's 5th shot unofficially, and maybe the biggest save for Simon. As you see here, Grace Estby in the open field. Had the time and space. That was kind of knuckling. Simon stuck with it, though, and made the stop.
Yeah, she was fortunate that it didn't roll over her shoulder. Ooh,
into the channel here. Into the channel for Lauren Craig, and she can't track it down. A little heavy on that through ball.
Yep.
Substitution now. Amulet will get replaced. Amulet will be replaced by number 18, the goal scorer, Davy Melke. Amulet worked her socks off up top, trying to hold the ball up.
Yep.
Nodded forward by Estby. Loose in midfield. Good step by the Trojans. Pumped forward. Loose in the box, but no one there. No blue jerseys in the 18-yard box. That allows Simon to get it easily.
Yep, 5 white jerseys, 1 blue, and that was it.
The rain has begun to fall here in Trojan Stadium. So we're inside of a minute to go in the first overtime period. Looking for Estby. Cut out, though, by Curley. Wayzata will try to get a quick throw in here with about 30 seconds to go.
And we'll do it again.
Still a chance here for the Trojans. They'll switch sides of the field and do it again if nothing happens. Oh, great ball up for Estby, and she can't get a shot off. Sendin gets it back. Her shot's blocked. And Simon collects.
Couldn't get a shot off. Just ball wasn't in the right position and couldn't get a good angle on it. So we are done with the first part of the 10. We'll go another 10.
First overtime done. Second overtime straight ahead. We'll stay here in Plymouth. 1-1 our score between Southwest and Wayzata. The 1 versus the 4. And look at this last chance here, Sig. A great job just getting the ball in the box, and Estby with a great takedown.
Couldn't get her foot on it.
Well defended by Southwest, just enough to bother Estby's shot, and then that shot blocked down by Curley. Both teams just switch sides. Actually, that was Megan Schenicke that blocked the shot. This time, Wayzata to kick off as Ava Smith gets the worst of that one. 10 minutes before penalties to try to decide this one a foul from behind, and now Wayzata with a free kick in a good position here, Sig.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity. Let's see, just kind of gets over there, shoves her in the back.
Peyton, following send-in from behind. So now Megan Sullivan stands over it, wearing the pink captain's armband.
33 yards out.
Sullivan just trying to put a good ball in the box. Floated toward the goal. Estby's there and collides with Simon, but Simon makes the stop. Good strength from Simon. Estby the target. And Southwest 9 minutes away from forcing this to penalties. Simon, we talked about Kate Payton, but Simon has probably been the player of the game for
I think so,
Southwest, particularly her first half performance.
Yeah, she kept the team in the game, and then in the second half, Lakers kind of took over possession and controlled the game.
So We see a replay here. Not a bad ball at all. Espy collides with Simon and just a tick away from getting it on her head. Wayzata has, I would say, been the better team here in these overtime periods, but still searching for that go-ahead goal. And when we talked about it, when Southwest was so close and just kind of kept it a goal away, all you need is one.
That's right.
So put yourself in this position, and now they're 8 minutes away from sending this to penalties. Good win there by Sheneke. Lumps it ahead looking for Smith. Olmstead calmly back to Alvarez. Olmstead. Now Southwest just doing a nice job keeping their shape and preventing, as Curley is now basically locked on to Estby. Thiessen for Leon. And Leon watched by Schleifel and Melke. Swept away. Up ahead looking for Craig. Craig with a ball into the channel. Espy streaking ahead. Espy gets on it. Off the crossbar. It's headed at the top of the box. Still a chance for Wayzata. There's a shot off the post.
Oh my goodness, can you believe this?
The woodwork twice denies Wayzata, and Southwest stays alive. We remain tied at 1.
It was Wayzata saying, what do we have to do?
Incredible. Still a chance as Craig plays it into the channel for Sendin. On her right boot, Sendin into the arms of Simon. Right at Aowen Simon, who makes the stop as we take a look. 6.5 minutes left. Let's take a quick look at this. Oh, Estby so close to winning it.
Wow.
Second chance, another good one, this time off the left post.
And then a rebound right to Simon.
Yeah. The woodwork unkind to Wayzata twice here in the second overtime. Still a chance, though, as Craig battling after it. She goes down in the box. Play on, says the ref. Swept into the middle. No one there. You can tell there's some tired legs out there. Schleifel gets it for Sullivan. Here comes Megan Sullivan. Sullivan charging through. Has it taken off her toes by Sheneke. 5:30 and counting to go. Second overtime. Wayzata pressing for that game winner. Sheneke sweeps it away. This is the urgency that Wayzata needed in that second half.
Yeah, and couldn't find it. Now they're finally getting some of it.
Another chance here is Sendin just with the goal to aim for. Unfortunately for Wayzata, as Kate Payton now sprints forward. 3-on-3 for Southwest. Payton on the counterattack. Olmstead stands her up. Good block by Avery Olmstead. Can the Trojans press for the game-winning goal here? 4 minutes and 45 seconds left before penalties. Knotted out into the Wayzata bench. Oh, good bit of skill from Craig. Not much support, though, for Craig, as Wayzata still trying to control. Oh, nice move. Nice Cruyff turn there by Sullivan. Throw on the far side. Still time for Wayzata, but time ticking away quickly.
Right.
Craig. In the middle, Estby! And the header saved by Simon. Not a bad ball at all from Sullivan. Estby gets it there. If I were Wayzata, I'd be trying to get it to Grace Estby any way I could. Kind of a looping cross. Not sure if that went off the head of Curley or Estby, but regardless, Simon made the save. Just about 3.5 minutes to go. Second overtime. Thiessen nods it down for Smith. Ava Smith up ahead for Leon.
Offside.
Offside flag up first. Offside flag I think we've had today, Sig.
It is.
Wayzata, maybe time for one or two more pushes before we go to penalties. Aim for Estby. Craig can't get there first. Big collision as Melky knocks it to herself. Davy Melky, the speedster, gets across into the far post. Simon comes off her line to get it. And now Simon will play sweeper keeper and boot it away to danger.
That was a race that Simon just got there. She heard the footsteps.
She needed to. 3 Trojans waiting in the box. Nice moves by Kate Payton. Payton, the goal scorer, with 2.5 minutes to play from distance. And Alvarez. That was going to have to be special to beat Alvarez.
Yeah.
Not a bad effort, though. Flicked on. Sullivan into the channel. Simon off her line. Will she get there first? She does. Sends the Trojans spilling. But Simon, with a great play, come off her line and make that stop. 2 minutes left. Simon may be why we go to penalties here this afternoon.
Yep.
Still some soccer left to play, though. Minute 45 and counting. Leon, stolen by Schleifel. Melky, fouled from behind, no call. Play on, says the ref. Here's Craig. It falls kindly for Estby. Simon makes a diving stop to her right. Still a chance here. As you see, Estby again with an opportunity. Lasered it, and Simon made a diving save. There's a cross. Simon just ahead of Estby. Well, this is much better from Wayzata, but they still are searching for that go-ahead goal. They've hit the woodwork twice, the post and then the crossbar and then the post. A minute to go.
1 minute remaining.
Not what Wayzata would have wanted, but we may be headed to penalties as that's smartly, I think, lumped forward by Southwest. It runs out of play, and now Wayzata's really got to hurry with about 30 seconds to go here in the second overtime. Step by Curley. Could Southwest get a winner? Good step there by Wayzata. 20 seconds to go. Payton tackled, has it taken off her toes. Curley steps up nicely. Lumped forward. 7 seconds left. And we are going to head to penalties. This one will decide it here in the Section 6 Class 3A semifinals. 1-1 it ends after the overtime periods. And now Wayzata and Southwest, after Wayzata got achingly, agonizingly close to getting the winner, we're headed to penalties, and as we know, Sig, anything can happen then.
Yep, it's like I said, it's a dice throw. It's a matter of the kicker outguessing the keeper, and the keeper outguessing the kicker.
Have to imagine that some of the seniors, including Estby, will take this for Wayzata, but that's a real strategy for the coaches. When do you put your best? Do you put them at the beginning? Do you put them at the end when it's a decider? What do you do?
You put them in at the end because then they're fresh and have their momentum on their side. Look there at Tony Pesnecker. He's setting up his players.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll be back in a moment. The captains are meeting at midfield. It's 1-1. We're headed to penalties here in Plymouth. Plymouth at Trojan Stadium. 1-1 our score after regulation and 2 10-minute overtime periods. Bill Hupp alongside Sig Ligry. And Sig, we're headed to penalties, and as we know, anything can happen in a penalty shootout.
Absolutely.
So we'll see who each coach designates to take these penalties. And I don't even know, in terms of the rules, if all 5 have to be out there. It looks like that's kind of the way things are set up. The captains met at midfield. It seems like we are going to be taking penalties to our left.
Yep.
But Estby is out there, Sullivan. What order these girls will go to take these penalties is anyone's guess. Melky's out there as well.
So it
Sendon.
Looks like Southwest will be shooting first.
Both goalkeepers. Good sportsmanship here as they wish each other luck. Alvarez in the gold kit. Eowyn Simon in the black for Southwest. Trying to spring the upset and take down the top-ranked and top-seeded Wayzata Trojans. So for Minneapolis Southwest, you got Kate Payton out there, Annika Thiessen, Addie Smith, Megan Sheneke, and Lucy Crane. So 5 each. And indeed, it's going to be Megan Sheneke, the senior fullback, to take the first penalty.
Okay, if you're the shooter, you shoot anywhere in the 4 corners. If you do that, you don't care if the keeper goes left or right.
1-1 our score. Penalties to decide it and book a date in the Section 6 final on Tuesday. Sheneke
Missed.
pumps it over. So a miss for Southwest and Megan Sheneke. You will see that. So now an opportunity for Wayzata to go ahead. It's a best of 5, and then it'll be sudden death from there. And we talked about it in the break. When would Grace Estby take it? And she will be indeed the first person, not the last, to go. To make sure her effort counts.
Yeah, put the pressure on the next Southwest player.
Lakers won a penalty shootout in the quarterfinals to get here. Now they're trying to win it in the semis. Grace Estby, 17 goals on the season. Steps up and nails it. Just like you said, in the lower left corner, Grace Estby makes no mistake. 1-0 Wayzata lead, and she made it basically in an unsavable position.
Yes.
So Estby, cool and calm, finishes the penalty. Alvarez, or rather Simon, dove the wrong way. So advantage Wayzata after 1. Smith, off the crossbar.
Oh, my goodness.
Off the post, you're right. Beg your pardon.
Wow.
Addie Smith, 10 goals on the season for the junior. Alvarez has not had to make a save. The first one was skied over, and the second one hit the post, as you see here. You could see what she was trying to do.
Trying for the corner. Absolutely what you should be trying to do.
So now a real chance here for Wayzata to go on top. Mahabadi steps up and finishes. Wayzata cool and calm.
2-0 lead.
2-0 lead, so
one more and they win it.
Tons of pressure on Southwest here.
Well, they got to stop this one.
As you see, Mahabadi just slotted it. And again, Simon dove right and guessed wrong.
They have to have this.
So now, Kate Payton in a must-score situation. Payton buries it, cool and calm. Peyton scored the game-tying goal late, and she makes that one. So 2-1 now. So does this one decide? If she makes this, is it decided?
No, they still got 2 more.
But they won't take them, though, if it's out of reach. Davy Melky for Wayzata. Melky buries it. All 3 have gone in that lower right corner. 3-1, and now basically if Sofia Alvarez saves this or if Annika Thiessen misses it for Southwest, that's it. Wayzata moves on.
PKs, yes.
Melky, this time Simon Guest left, dove left. Got it right, but just out of her fingertips. A heck of an effort. So, Annika Thiessen, the sophomore, needing to score to keep her season alive. Thiessen buries it. So, 3-2 now. Thiessen with an excellent penalty. Alvarez Guest wrong, and so Tenley Senden with a chance to send Wayzata to the section final.
Yeah, she gets this, they win.
Senden buries it, and Wayzata has survived. The top seed, top-ranked Trojans move on to the Section 6 Class 3A final on Tuesday here at home at Trojan Stadium. They mob Sofia Alvarez in goal. And Wayzata wins on penalties 4-2 after playing to a 1-1 draw. And how relieved, Sig, must these Trojans be?
Oh, they have to be.
Southwest, tears as their season ends, but absolutely nothing for the Lakers to be ashamed of.
Absolutely nothing. I was very impressed with how they came back in the second half. Even though they were really dominated in the first half. They did not put their heads down. They just went for it and got close enough so where they can get to a tie.
And you know, if you're the head coach, Tony Peschnecker, you got a lot of things that you can work on in practice before the next game. Southwest, credit to them. The Lakers battled hard, but ultimately fall short. They won their quarterfinals on penalties, but they lose here today. Wayzata advances to the Section 6 final here next Tuesday, where they'll play the winner of Hopkins or Rogers. 4-2. Wayzata advances on penalties. So that'll do it for us here today at Trojan Stadium in Plymouth. For Director Brian Nelson, my broadcast partner Sid Ligry, and our entire terrific crew here at CCX. Thanks for tuning in and watching this presentation of Wayzata Soccer. Big thanks to the Wayzata Athletic Boosters as well. The boys advance to the section final with a 6-0 win over Robbinsdale Armstrong. And the girls win 2-1 on penalties, a 4-2 penalty win shootout for the Trojans as they advance to the Section 6 Class 3A final on Tuesday here at home. Thanks for watching this exclusive presentation of Wayzata Soccer on CCX.